Hey guys, MentionedRock here,
And a meal for the win.
and this is your weekly respawn. Cool. Now we can just fucking talk, and then everything else that doesn't need to be,
Dude,
and I can
my
edit.
wallet is dead.
Oh man, why is your wallet dead?
Okay, well, we have Anthem coming out fucking next week.
Uh huh.
Jump Force just came out.
Yes. Oh, Jump
And
Force.
then I have One Piece World Seeker coming out March 15th. And I'm buying the Pirate King edition since you get a Luffy statue and you get the Gumi Gomi no Mi fruit statue.
Oh man.
So you get the Gum Gum fruit statue.
Oh man.
Yes. Like, I'm... Right there's that. Also, it comes with the season pass because they are doing a lot of DLC for this game.
Oh man.
They've already announced it.
Well, I guess. Speaking of Jump Force, so I played it just yesterday, and holy crap, that game! I mean, just it's gameplay. For those of you that have ever played Xenoverse or Xenoverse 2, Dragon Ball Z, or Dragon Ball Xenoverse 1 and 2. The gameplay is very similar to that, and like the lobby style is similar to it, except you got a mashup of all different animes in it. And I would say the fighting style isn't exactly like Xenoverse by itself. It's also kind of like how people have been saying Tekken in a way, but not entirely. Because in Tekken, how you're fighting is kind of like left and right. But it has that kind of style, but at the same time you are moving around kind of like in Xenoverse. But without all the flying aspects and stuff. You're pretty much grounded, like Tekken. So that's pretty interesting how they have it kind of like bend it around, because not all the characters can fly. So with one character flying around away from you, I mean, there's ways of dealing with it. It's anime, but hey, you know.
God.
But also the character creation is pretty interesting because you can make your character look more of one anime than another, from what I've noticed. Me, I'm kind of basic, so I kind of sort of mess with it because I just wanted to hop in and I was doing it during the stream. But the character creation, you can go all in, like it's almost full detail on what you want to do to the anime character that you're making for the game. And then there's, I can't remember the names of the teams yet because I just played it yesterday, so I'm still learning everything. But from my experience of playing, you have different teams. So there's like 3 different team leaders: Luffy, Goku, and
Naruto.
Yeah, Naruto. I fucking see. God damn it! I fucking forgot for a second there. Then again, I'm not. This gonna. Oh no! Like, I'm not the biggest Naruto fan, so it's like that's why it slipped my mind a little.
How dare you!
Like, I've watched some, but I'm not. That's not. I haven't given it enough chance. Let's just say that. I plan to watch it, but I just didn't give it enough chance yet.
Well, I mean, just don't even. If you're gonna do it, do Naruto Shippuden. Don't do the original Naruto, even though it was really good, and stay the fuck away from Boruto.
Oh, believe me, I already know about that fiasco. I'm not even going anywhere near that one.
They're trying to save it so bad right now, because I mean, it's just taking it down.
Yeah, but I will say, for me, it was hard to pick between Luffy or Goku. It was so hard for me, because just 2 of my favorites, I just could not decide. It was so hard. I had no one at the time when I was picking 2. This is the worst part. I'm streaming.
I can't.
I was streaming, and I had to pick. And I'm like, Naruto is just last on the list, so that's aside. So there's 2 left. And I'm like, who am I going to pick? And so I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, Goku has this ability, I'll probably be able to use hand, very well. And then I'm like thinking about Luffy's, and I'm like, oh no, what am I able to use? And I found out it doesn't matter entirely who you start with. It just depends on what you want as abilities to start out with your character. So, it in the grand scheme, if you're having a hard time, just pick your favorite character out of the 3 and go for it. Because all the other ones, you get to spread out and get more abilities from the other characters. But the team you pick is just a team that you're going with in the game. I think in the story mode.
Yeah, I mean, I love all 3 animes, so I'm really happy that I can get all 3.
Yeah, so I mean, for me, it was so hard, but I ended up picking Goku for my team because he had a lot of other characters mixed in as well.
Dragon Ball fan.
Yeah, I mean, I had to. Like, it was a tie almost, but I kind of went with, Goku.
Yeah, you went back to Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I can't help it.
Yeah. So, I mean, that game looks absolutely amazing. I haven't watched your video yet because I want to I want to play it to experience it firsthand. All I've watched is like their intro trailers and shit like that. So I haven't even seen the game yet.
Oh, and it's not in English. It's all in Japanese. They have no options for English.
It's like J-Dub All-Stars.
Yeah.
Just like the one on PS4, except it doesn't have as many anime options.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm down.
There's no English. It's all Japanese. So that's pretty cool. Huh. Hearing Goku's voice is the only one that's kind of off.
Yeah, I was gonna
say. That's the only thing that's off is Goku's voice.
Does that mean his voice is that female voice?
Yes, it is.
That child voice.
Yes, it is. That's the only thing. I was almost really gonna go with Luffy because I'm like, I just, and then I should have.
Luffy's voice in Japanese and in English fits him perfectly.
It does. But, I mean, still, it's great.
But one of the #1 games I am waiting for drops in 6 days from now or 5 days from when you're getting this video. Anthem. I watched the first commercial on TV last night of, like, the Warlock dude. He is a fucking monster.
Oh, man.
He has like a bunch of magnets on his armor and he can throw fucking like the Nova Bomb pretty much from Destiny.
Oh shit.
Dude, he looks like a beast. I can't wait. Like, they have so many different options to choose from right away that when this game drops, I don't know what I'm going to be doing. All I know is my wallet is dead.
Cue that one meme with the crabs and everything now, people.
Tomorrow is February 17th, the day before my birthday. I am doing my birthday Sleepwalk, and I still haven't given out the name because I actually haven't seen it yet. So I'm probably just going to take those prizes and give it away during the stream.
All right. And I will be there as well for a part of it, at least, hopefully.
For a portion of it, yes. Yes. I mean, Sleepwalks can take upwards of 12 hours, depending on how quickly you can progress in the game. So I will be going for a good time. I got the new intro. My man over here finally got it to me, and it is amazing, people. I cannot wait for you to hear this tomorrow.
Yeah, it took 2 weeks.
Oh, it took a while.
It took 2 weeks.
It took a while.
It took 2 weeks, and when I finally got it done, it took me 10 times to go over it in every detail to make sure it sounded just right. If anything sounded off, I was like, nope, I have to change that.
Bro, I spent 6 hours yesterday building a rule screen that I am posting. Like, when I go live, instead of the starting soon screen, I have a rule screen that says all the rules of the Sleepwalk.
Oh, nice.
And I spent like 6 hours working on that fucking slide yesterday.
Oh, man.
I mean, I showed it to my wife. She's like, "Where'd you find that?" I built it. She's like, "What?" I built it. She's like, "Fuck, that looks like you paid somebody."
Jeez. Oh, man.
Like, well, thank you.
Well, shit.
It's a little small, but shit.
Oh, man. I actually can't wait to be a part of that and see that.
I'm super hyped and I'm super nervous because like I said, this is my first Sleepwalk, and this is my first time doing a video entering the Pokemon universe of content creators.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I mean, at the time of this recording, there is a PokeTuber. He's on YouTube typically, who came over to Twitch, and he's doing his first ever Sleepwalk on Twitch. This is like his 6th Sleepwalk in total, but his first on Twitch. He's sitting at 1,500 viewers, and this is his first week on Twitch.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, he hasn't even been on Twitch for a week yet, and he's sitting at 1,500 viewers. Like, I mean, when I say that, I'm not saying it to fucking shoot people down or anything like that. I'm saying it because the Pokemon universe is huge, and not a lot of people realize that.
Yeah.
And I fucking can't wait, because I love Pokemon, and I really wish people would... I wish people were commenting on the last video, because some of these giveaways are going to be amazing. I got in touch with the Mad Viking Beard Company. Unfortunately, I haven't heard back from them yet, so I do not know. I don't know if I will have something to give away from them tomorrow or not. Hopefully they could get back to me by the end of the day.
Alright, that would be good if they do, hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, I want to do as many giveaways as possible tomorrow to celebrate my birthday.
Yeah, that would be good. But,
I want to get back.
Get back. Yeah, man.
Get back.
Oh, man. But, speaking of live streams, just a couple hours ago, I did a live stream of the new DLC that dropped yesterday for Resident Evil 2, the remake.
How was that?
So, I went through the whole entire Ghost Survivors DLC that dropped yesterday, which was February 15th, 2019. It's amazing. It's supposed to be... So, it's a non-canon for characters that die in the main story. It gives them a little bit of light to shine, and it gives you a chance to have them escape in a what-if scenario of them going through. So
that's why it was called Ghost.
Yeah, that's why it's called Ghosts. And one thing that shocked me is... So, they give you 3 characters. One of them is Kendo, the gun shop owner. After he kills his daughter, he was going to kill himself. That's what happens in the main canon story. So in this, he hears the radio go off of a helicopter coming to pick up the last of the survivors that are in the city. So that causes him to not kill himself. It's kind of a change of thought, and he goes to escape. And so then the next one is the mayor's daughter, which Chief Irons kills and does what he wants with her because he's a sick bastard. So you get to play as her after he's about to inject her, I guess, with something to kill her, and she grabs a knife and kills him instead. And so it goes off on that point where she's standing there in the orphanage where you see her when you play as Sherry. So you play as her and you escape the city as her. And their routes are all different. And then the third survivor is Ghost. He is... I don't know if that's his name. They didn't really give a name for him. But he's one of the other soldiers that are with Hunk of Alpha Team. He's like the rookie of them or something. It's his first mission. Just like Leon's first day on the job kind of deal. And he escapes after Hunk and everyone else has gone as a non-canon story as well. And so once you've gotten through all 3 of these, and I recommend myself personally, this is what I did, you can either go in, the max difficulty it is, or there's a tutorial kind of thing, or I think it's a practice or something like that. I don't remember exactly the name, but there's a mode where you can just go in and you can explore it, and the enemies are weaker, so that way you can kind of get a better experience of how the layout is, and then go from there, and then you can go for the actual difficulty. But once you've beaten all 3, you get a 4th mode that I was completely thrown out of left field and being like, what? There's a survival mode where you play as that one officer in the very beginning that Leon and Claire run into at the gas station that dies. Where he didn't get bit, and this is before Leon comes in. And so he doesn't get bit, and he kills the zombie, or he gets away from the zombie, and he goes outside, and there's a herd of them coming in, and you gotta kill all the zombies coming in. So it's kind of a survival thing. So you get 70 you have to kill, at least for the training mode. That's what it was called, training mode. For the training mode, you get to kill 70 of them, but you gotta... So in all the modes, there's a backpack that some of the zombies drop, and you can get supplies from those backpacks to keep going. Not like when you do Fourth Survivor where you get nothing. So you get a backpack, and then there's even these vending machines. There's 3 items. You can only pick 1 out of 3, what's most important to you, and then you got to keep moving. So, but for this final mode, you have to rely on those backpacks from the zombies that drop them. And you get all the enemies from all other 3 modes slapped on you in this mode.
Damn.
And it's crazy. It gets hectic, especially when you're stuck in the gas station. You're stuck in a small place, and it doesn't overwhelm you, but it can get overwhelming if you can't kill them all. So for Kendo's story, he deals with poisonous zombies. So when you kill them, they spew out this gas, and you have to be at a distance and don't get bit. And then for the mayor's daughter, there's these, I think they called them whiteheads. I'm not sure if that's exactly the right term it was called, but they are like the regenerators, but they don't look like them, but they're like them from Resident Evil 4. And those are her special enemies. And then for the ghost of Alpha Team, he has to deal with armored zombies that are wearing armor plates on certain parts of their bodies. So with all 3 of those, they're smacked into that final mode. So you gotta use your shots to make them count that you have until you get the next backpacked zombie. So you're stuck in that gas station the whole time until you take them all out. So it's a really good DLC. And the best part, guys, it's all free. It's all free, and also they dropped...
I mean, that's the best.
I know, right? They're staying away from microtransactions, and they're giving the gamers what they want.
Yeah.
You buy the game, you get all the shit for free with it. But they also did drop, for the main story, 2 extra costumes. One for Claire, one for Leon. And they're models from the original game.
Huh.
Just a little bit more better looking, but it's the actual looking game models where they're squared up and everything. And it's pretty cool to look at it like that. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of Ghosts. And there's also talks of them releasing 3 more characters. I don't know the date yet because they haven't really released any dates yet for it, but they do plan on bringing in 3 more characters, what if stories.
Huh.
And those will be free as well.
Interesting. That's good to know. So if you have Resident Evil 2, or you are a fan of the Resident Evil series and you've been looking at Resident Evil 2, it's definitely worth it to buy it because you're getting all your DLCs for free.
Yeah, you can't beat that. Capcom's kind of going in the right direction with that.
Speaking of Capcom, how about them relaunching their online store?
Alright. if you want to hop into that, since I've been doing a lot of the talking.
Sure. Capcom has decided to relaunch its online store, giving fans of franchises like Devil May Cry, Resident Evil, a chance exclusive collectibles, in addition to being stopped to buy some of Capcom's titles. There's also some high-profile merchandise available for pre-order as of right now. So, I mean, that's always good to hear, that they have high-profile merchandise.
Oh.
Capcom first launched an online store way back in 2008, though that incarnation ultimately closed. Doesn't give me a date on when it closed. Do you by chance know when it closed?
No, I don't. I don't have an exact date for that.
Okay. Future Mateo, add the date in here of when it actually closed.
Okay.
However, the Japanese publisher has decided to reintroduce it in 2019. That's good. I mean, I like Capcom, but they're not my favorite publisher. But I mean, they're one of the first publishers to go out and make their own online store, correct?
Yeah.
I mean, you have Blizzard, but that's really it.
Yeah.
But you're able to buy some of Capcom's most notable games, including Resident Evil 7, Mega Man 11, Monster Hunter World, and you can even pre-order upcoming games like Devil May Cry 5. Wait, what?
Yeah, they're in the works of making Devil May Cry 5 at the current moment.
Or they're past in the works because
that's what I mean. That's
next month.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, they're past in the works. It's releasing next month, bro.
I blanked out on that aspect for a second there.
Well, shit. Devil May Cry 5 coming out next month. I didn't know, so here's a heads up.
There's a heads up, everybody. Oh, man.
Like, damn. Speaking of games that have come out or are coming out, how about Far Cry New Dawn? How do you feel about that game? We covered this like our first one of our first fucking podcasts.
Yes, we did, and I have no hopes for it.
I mean, I watched Vanoss and all them play it, and I mean, our predictions came true. It looks like a game it should have been a fuck DLC.
It
100%.
honestly should have been a DLC from what I noticed from gameplay and everything. Just it looks like they should have just gave that as an extra, not gave it, but sold it as an extra, whatever they wanted to do with it, than make it a new game itself.
They didn't even sell it for a full. They didn't even sell it for a full game, and they didn't really change much. They added a couple different weapons here and there, and I mean, they didn't really change the landscape. I thought it was going to be more like more cataclysmic and fucking after nukes, but I mean, they didn't really change the landscape.
Yeah, that's
all that much.
both what we at least would have said would have made it a little bit more interesting as if they did that, but
yeah,
they didn't even do that.
I mean, all the grass is still there. I mean, if you're 5 years after a nuke, that shit ain't gonna be there.
No.
Nobody has any mutations. Everyone looks perfectly fine. Animals are running around rampant. Like, I mean, come on.
Yeah, it should have been a DLC.
If you're gonna post it 5 years after the nuke,
at least make it look like 5 years after a nuke hit it.
Yeah, and it again should have been DLC. I know we are fucking saying that a lot, but I mean, it's ridiculous. That game could have 100% been a DLC, and nobody would have batted an eyelash. But they decided to release it as a full game, and there's actually been a lot of controversy towards it. I know a lot of people who bought Far Cry 5 have strictly have gone against it and said they're never going to fucking play New Dawn. It's ridiculous. They should have just released it as a DLC.
Yeah. I've been hearing that myself too, just around like it's kind of sad to see that they would do that in a way.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
it could have been better if they were planning on doing that.
What game was it? Because you had Far Cry 3, and then you had that other one.
Oh,
The one that with the fucking the
caveman
android dinosaur or whatever. No, it was supposed to be a DLC for it, but they made it its own game. What the fuck was it? Was it Far Cry?
It's not Far Cry Primal that you're talking about.
No, Blood Dragon.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, I think it was like Blood Dragon or Blood Dragon 2. But yeah, no, Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. It was a DLC for Far Cry 3, but they decided to make it its own game. And I mean, here's the thing. They fucking changed everything in that game. It wasn't like New Dawn.
Yeah, it was different.
It was in the same area. You went to a completely different universe, quote unquote. You were fighting with all new guns. You were fighting in new systems. Like it was nuts. Blood Dragon, they did the right thing of stepping away and making its own game.
Yeah.
That definitely was not a DLC feel.
Yeah, it actually had its own game kind of feel for it.
Yes, it did. I mean, you have a whole new character, weapons. I mean, you have the fucking robot dinosaur.
Yeah, that's completely different than Far Cry 3.
And walking around and killing a fucking, I think it was a jaguar or a cheetah to make a pouch.
Yeah.
An arrow pouch.
Oh, man.
But, yeah, I mean, if you love the game, all the power to you. That's one game I will not be playing.
Yeah, I mean, we're not telling anyone. They're not gonna. They shouldn't. We just say it seems like it shouldn't have been a game on its own.
I don't agree with their choice of making its own game and charging that much. I can understand $20 for a DLC, some maybe 30, but $50 for a standalone game that should have been a DLC.
Yeah.
That's what keeps me away from the game. So, guys, all right, we touched base on this in one of our very first podcasts too. Holy shit, I didn't read this article. It is huge.
Oh, which one? Which one?
We touched base on we touched base on almost this exact same article. It was widely different. You'll hear in a second. Way back early on, it's an epilogue for the staff of Telltales.
Oh, our good old buddies at Telltale that have been gone through unfortunate circumstances.
How they closed and how it sucked that they closed because, I mean, they were amazing games. You had the Borderlands series. You had
The Walking Dead.
Oh, The Walking Dead. That's the one I was thinking of. You also had a bunch of series from Telltale.
Yeah.
That everyone absolutely loved because Telltale games are a lot of fun. You're pretty much creating your own universe at that point. So it sucks to see that they're gone. But looking at this article, it seems like they all wound up in good places. Speaking of getting screwed too bad, let's talk. There's a little bit about Blizzard.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that?
Yeah, all the layoffs that they're having right now.
1,000 layoffs? Like, say what?
Oh, wow. See, I've just been barely hearing about some of this within the past, like...
Yeah, they laid off roughly over 900 employees, which is about 10%, I believe. No, it was like 8 to 10% of their staff, and they laid them off just because we didn't hit what we thought we could do, even though we broke record sales for the year, but we didn't hit what we thought we could do, so we're laying them off for money reasons, for financial reasons. And we can let you know that these people haven't had a hand or a direct hand in making the games, in the game development process. That's literally what they said when they laid off so many people.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, I mean, Telltale, they apologized, they did all that, they were going out of business. I can understand that, but Blizzard's not going out of business. They did record sales.
Yeah, they did.
They didn't reach the projections that they thought, but they still did record sales. Like, show me somewhere else. Show me any company anywhere where they break record sales and they're like, you know what, we're gonna lay off 10% of all our employees so we can make more money. Like,
that's a really bad, like, on a business stance, a really bad business move.
I'm sorry, I love Blizzard, but that is such a stupid move. And we're going back to BlizzCon now. Like, it's just been one thing after a fucking another with them.
Yeah,
they're asking to be killed from the gaming universe, pretty much.
Yeah, they're already lighting their pants and their legs on fire, basically. They've already stepped in.
They lit their pants on fire back at BlizzCon. They poured gasoline. They doused themselves in gasoline with this firing.
Yeah,
spree.
yeah, they did.
And if anybody wants to read the article from the epilogue for the staff of Telltale, we will post that. Like I said, this is a super long article, so I don't want to read that.
Yeah, we don't want to read it all. We want plus it's more of an epilogue from someone that has been there to help and you know, the people that lost their jobs. So we'll have that in the Discord.
We're gonna take some more
for you guys to read.
We're trying to take some tidbits from when we were doing all of our podcasts before, where people kind of wanted a shorter one. So we're trying to keep it a little bit shorter, but still get you guys a lot of information.
Yeah, so we're just trying to cram as much as we can in at least a little bit of a shorter podcast. Just giving us a little test to see how you guys like it.
Yes. But once again, yeah, I believe they doused themselves with gasoline. I would not be surprised. Sales from last year don't even come close to the same sales this year.
Yeah, after the layoffs and whatnot right now, it's... I don't see it.
I know there's been a lot of backlash about Diablo still to this day. Like, I see it every day. People
are still scratching at those scabs of it, just still sticking their fingers in those wounds.
I mean, if you're gonna do something so stupid as to lay off 10% of your company for quote-unquote money reasons, I wouldn't do it so close to where you already pissed off your whole community.
Yeah, that's real bad. It's like, let's piss off our community, let's piss off our employees. Who else are they gonna piss off next?
I don't know. The only one that hasn't been touched yet is Overwatch. I mean, World of Warcraft got hit. They took a huge hit. Their DLC was supposed to be coming out this year like it normally does. It got pushed back. I think it was till December, and it normally drops in August.
Yeah. So
it's, World of Warcraft took a hit. The only one that hasn't been touched yet is Overwatch. They're coming for you next. Expect it.
Oh.
I mean, I'm serious. Like, I love Blizzard. I love the games they put out. But the shit they've been doing, it's making me want to go away from it. 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, I was offered a bunch of major internships once I'm done with school. The three I looked at were Activision, or not Activision, because Activision is Blizzard. Fucking 2K, Blizzard, Activision, and Square Enix. Obviously, I took Square Enix. If you know me, you know I took Square Enix because Square Enix has a huge part of my life. So I want to give back everything I can to them.
Yeah.
But if I would have taken the Blizzard thing, I mean, where would I be? Would I have even had my fucking internship at this point?
Probably not, with how they're going.
Yeah,
with things.
I would have been fucked. And I mean, once you accept one, you deny the others, and there's really no way of getting those back. So I would have been fucked.
Well, it looks like it was meant to be with Square Enix.
Yeah. I mean, and the coolest part about it, I mean, it's not cool that people are getting laid off, but the coolest part about this whole layoff process is I went on Twitter for the first time in a long time, and I saw probably 32 different companies post at Blizzard saying, hey, all of you employees that were laid off, we have a position for you over here. Hit me up at ... So employees they just laid off all have new jobs at companies that are willing to appreciate them.
Yeah, and take them in and hire them.
So I'm like, what the fuck?
So it's like Blizzard's like, take our employees. It's like that's
and
man.
They didn't have a direct hand in the game development. So did they have a hand at all in game development, or was it their names weren't on the thing because they were part of the arts crew or the lighting crew?
Wow.
Like you get what I mean?
Yeah.
They said did not. So I mean that could be hundreds of things. That could have been interns, yeah. It could have been fucking crew members, like from the lighting crew, like I said. Because, I mean, there's a shit ton of people that work on one light system. So they're not going to list all the names on a video game.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it sucks that people are getting screwed over here.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I'm going to take a moment of silence for them. Mateo, you can pick up what's next.
Alright, so I found an interesting article. I don't think we've given enough PC stuff talked about too much. But I found something of, I guess, an article about... If everyone knows about World Backup Day, I did not know anything about that. Did you know anything about that?
Oh my god, that's next month, isn't it?
That is next month. March 31st.
I hate World Backup Day. I have so many files.
Yeah, so do I. I had to grab my terabyte hard drive just to do all that.
Yeah, no, I have probably about a 5 terabyte hard drive sitting in my closet for my computer.
Oh wait, no, I have a 2 terabyte. Excuse me.
Yeah, I'm sitting with a 5 terabyte because of school.
Oh,
like, I can't lose any of these fucking assignments. It sucks.
So,
because each assignment is a shit ton of space.
So it says every tech website on the planet will remind you to back up your data. Today, you can get a jump at an annual nag by picking up a desktop backup drive with a massive amount of storage for cheap. So Best Buy is selling the WD Easy Store 10 terabyte USB 3.0 external hard drive for $170, a $130 discount off the drive's suggested selling price.
Yes, no, it 100% is. If you look, say, go to Amazon, anything over 5 terabytes, you're spending upwards of $300.
Yeah, so with it being at $170 for 10 terabytes, that's not bad.
I mean, that's amazing. And here's the thing. Not only is it for PC, you can actually, what's it called? You can install a driver on it to where you could use it on Xbox, you can use it on PlayStation, you could use it for your Switch. So, I mean, those things are amazing.
Yeah, so
I have the 5 terabyte version of that one that I have socketed for my PC only. I was actually looking at one for my Xbox since I've used up 10 terabytes of memory over multiple hard drives.
But yeah. Well, on top of that, on top of the 10 terabyte external hard drives, they also give you for free a 32 gigabyte 3.0 flash drive with the package.
Huh. Those are like $20.
Those are like $20. That's why they're throwing it in for free. But hey, it's not a bad deal.
I mean, you're getting $130 off of 10 terabytes, and you're also getting a $20 flash drive. Like,
so
what more could you want?
It says right here as well. Amazon has a smaller or similar drive to it for $230, for example.
Yeah. See.
So, and Best Buy is selling this to non-Best Buy members for a sale price of $200 right now. So if you don't have their, I guess, membership,
I mean, it's very simple to sign up for it, but that membership that they're talking about is the paid membership.
Yeah, but I mean, still, 200 compared to 230.
And mind you guys, this was posted on February 14th. So as of I think Tuesday is where Best Buy updates all their sales. Don't quote me. It's either Sunday or Tuesday. From when I worked there, I can't remember directly. But that's when they update their sales. So I do not know if these will still be available after that. So I'm letting you know now that this release was released 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So heads up.
Yeah. So if you're
So don't go there expecting to pay $170 and it's fucking 300 again. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So
Like this.
if you're available to do the purchase, at least before Tuesday, we recommend you checking it out.
I would definitely recommend going tomorrow, Sunday, if you can. If you can't, I would call it in and see when they upgrade or update their sales. Because again, I can't give you 100% on when they do update their sales. Because I mean, it's been a year and a half since I worked for them.
Yeah, so go ahead and give your local Best Buy. I almost said West Buy. Your local Best Buy a call and find out about that sale.
Yeah. Alright, guys. So for Nintendo, I got some good news for y'all. Nintendo Direct came out 2 days ago, and they have announced 31 upcoming and updated games. So Super Mario Maker 2 and a remaster of Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening were among the 31 games included in Nintendo Direct. I mean, I didn't expect Super Mario Maker 2 to be getting a sequel, or I didn't expect Mario Maker to be getting a sequel.
Well, I wouldn't have thought either.
Like, I mean, what can you do? It's a game where people make their own levels.
I honestly almost thought of getting a Wii U for myself just to get Super Mario Maker because I saw how fun it could be.
Well, here's the good news. If you have a Switch, you will be getting Super Mario Maker 2. So you will have Super Mario Maker on the Switch.
Well, nice.
Yes.
Well, damn. Shoot, I think I need to add something else to my collection of consoles now.
I mean, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Splatoon 2, and Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze are all related to Wii U games that they have brought over onto the Switch and given new titles for people who don't have a Wii U but have the Switch.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're really catering to their people because, I mean, it's what the people want because Mario Maker, like you just said, you wanted to get a Wii U just for Mario Maker.
Yeah, so, I mean, if they're wanting to make a second one and obviously adding more stuff to it, why not bring that fan base onto your newer console?
Fuck it, why not?
That's a smart move.
Like in 2015 with Super Mario Maker, they're planning on releasing it of June of this year for Mario Maker 2. So you guys have a couple months.
Oh.
Like 4 months, I think? 4 months?
Yeah, 4 months. Give or take 3 months.
4 months. Give or take. Depending on when they release in June. But they are planning on June 2019 release for Mario Maker 2 so they can follow up on Mario Maker 4 years later. Imagine that, 4 years later and we're on the Switch, a whole new system that's, I mean, it's competing with the badass systems like PS4 and Xbox One.
Yeah. And pretty soon, those are going to be upping their game at some point by the next year. I mean,
I just saw the thing where Sony leaked what their graphics are going to look like on the PS5. So, I mean, it's coming. It's like, I think it's projected within the next. Fuck, I forget what we said. I think it's like the next year to 2 years.
It's by 2020, I think, sometime during 2020.
Yeah. So 2020 was when we talked, or was what we talked about. Okay, but yeah, so by 2020 we should be expecting the next generation of consoles. And I mean, it's fucking crazy to see what they're doing.
Yeah, just
we also have that other console that's coming out in like for 3 years. His own thing. Fuck, what one was that?
I suck right now. I'm trying to remember with you.
There it is. The Madbox console. I mean, the Madbox is set to come out fucking soon too.
Yeah, that's true.
So we have so much shit getting ready to drop. They're planning on being able to do straight VR, 120 frames a second.
Wow, that's
120
impressive.
frames a second. By 2021 is when they plan on releasing the Madbox.
Wow, that's actually real impressive. If that's what they're going for.
Yeah. 120 frames a second. Can you imagine that? Most of these games that people are streaming are at 60 frames a second, if they're lucky.
Yeah. Wow.
Most of the streamers are sitting at like 30 to 50. This is going to be at 120.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Just imagine the visual of that. The response of that.
I mean, it's like going from HD 1080p up to 4K. Like, it's the same in my feeling. That's the same kind of fucking handoff. Like, you're going from 1080p to 4K, and 4K looks like you're in real life. I can't imagine what they're going to do next, even though I know it's 8K because I've seen the TV. I just haven't seen it on. I've seen an 8K TV. This motherfucker was huge and expensive.
Oh, man.
I haven't seen it on, though. But, I mean, 4K looks like you're fucking standing right there. What can they do to up that picture?
Yeah, that's incredible.
I mean, 60 frames a second, if you're lucky. That beautiful gameplay. Imagine going up to 120.
Wow.
You're going to see every little drop of water.
Oh, man. It's like, oh, it's raining outside?
It's going through the wave.
Let me stand outside.
Every little drop in the rain and all that. I mean, oh my god. 4K Forza Horizon 4 with the rain feature, the snow feature. It's beautiful. And that's not even 120 frames a second.
Wow.
That's like, I think I'm saying like 50 on the Xbox, bro.
Man. Oh, man, that's insane.
Like, fuck. I can't wait. Some of these things that are coming out over the next couple years, it's
it's mind-boggling because then you can just think back of like where you first started playing on console or something. Just to see the progression over the years is insane.
Bro, going all the way back to 64-bit Nintendo 64, my very first gaming console.
Dude, mine was the Super
I had all the handhelds
Nintendo.
before that.
Imagine that.
Yeah, I had.
That's before that.
I had straight handhelds before the 64. I got the 64, my very first fucking console. And going from that to what it is now, it's stupendous.
Yeah, just the strides over the years. It feels like it's just yesterday, too, you know, when you look back.
Leaps and bounds. I mean, yeah, it was yesterday.
I know, but it feels like it was just literally yesterday and today. Wham! Hi! Here's a new console!
Like, June 23rd, 1996 is when Nintendo 64 came.
Damn.
1996? That's fucking 23 years ago?
Jeez. Man, I was 4 years old when that came out.
Bitch, I was 1. Tomorrow's my birthday. I was 1.
Oh, man.
I was barely 1, because I was fucking 4 months after my birthday.
Oh, man.
Alright, guys, it's that time. If you've been listening through this whole thing, and you know what I'm doing tomorrow, comment birthday lock. LOCKE for lock. It's like the Sleepwalk.
Alright, guys. Oh, man, that's insane thinking about that still.
23 years. It's been 23 years since the 64 was released.
Wow.
I can't. I'm stumped thinking of all the consoles I've gone through up to this point.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
Because I went from the 64 up to the original Xbox and the PlayStation, and then I went to PlayStation 2, then I went to Xbox 360, got a PS3, then went to Xbox One with PS4. I mean, and what's next? The PS5, obviously, it's PlayStation.
Yeah, they're very generic about that.
What's next for Nintendo? I mean, you have the Mad Box coming out in 2 years. Like, it's nuts.
Yeah, it's just crazy, and just to see how far.
I mean, think about it. What are our kids? If some of you have kids, I mean, not now. I mean, what will our kids be playing? Do you ever think of that? Like,
I do.
We're playing on these badass consoles right now, but when our kids are playing games, they're gonna be like, dude, that was like the Nintendo 64 of their day and age.
Yeah, because it feels like when you think about it, how far is gaming going to go to the point where probably everything is going to be like in VR at some point? You can already see it. It's already being pushed.
I mean, they're already starting it.
It's already being pushed for.
We are going through everything.
So, like, when it comes to gaming, I can only imagine, like, you know, so far down the line, it's just going to go to the point where there's not going to be really...
We're looking at some. I'm not saying Sword Art Online because of the lock-in system, but I'm saying we're looking at some Sword Art Online where we're going to be in the virtual universe itself.
Oh man, jeez. Just thinking about
I think
this
that's where it's
baffling.
going to end up.
It's crazy.
And I mean, I get to work with some of the new hard drives that are coming out on the next generation consoles with my schooling. And the graphics that I can produce with this shit is nuts. So I cannot wait for next gen games to drop.
Man.
Unfortunately, I can't release any because it's my school is still testing it out. So I can get in a lot of trouble. My school can get in a lot of trouble if we leak it to the public.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I cannot show you.
So no asking, everybody. No.
Thank you. But anyways, guys, so that was it for this week. Once again, I have my birthday Sleepwalk coming. If you can, drop by, say hey, say happy birthday tomorrow. I'll have Mateo there. I will have a couple of my buddies there. My wife, she's actually going to be on stream with me for the first time for a good portion of it, actually.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have my wife there. I'm gonna be in my office. I'm gonna be doing some giveaways, so make sure to drop on by.
All right, guys.
You got anything else to say?
I mean, I guess I might as well give like a just brief recap of the whole podcast. So
All right, go for it.
We went over some Jump Force. We went over some of Resident Evil 2's DLC that dropped. We went over a little bit about Telltale. Not much. We just kind of gave you guys a drop of a link that was talking more about what's going on in the current state. We went over some of the Far Cry New Dawn is what it's called. That's how
New Dawn.
That's
yes.
how far away from that I am. I don't even remember the name of it. We went over some of that. We went over Blizzard's whole fiasco of firing a lot of their employees for real stupid reason, in our opinion.
And we touched a little bit of base on BlizzCon.
And
I mean, it's just a fucking gasoline dump right now.
Yes, it is.
Pretty soon, their office is going to be looking like Horizon New Dawn. I watched that movie for the first time today.
Yeah, and we went over a little bit of Nintendo's Direct, and just a little bit of our thoughts about everything that we went over.
Yeah.
But, yeah, guys, so I'm MentionedRock.
And I'm Emile for the win.
And this was your weekly respawn.